Robin, I hate to admit this, but I just don't think I'm funny. And
You are funny. You are funny.
Not
You
just
make me laugh.
in the morning. Listen, a lot of people don't have confidence when it comes to being funny.
No,
I know
that's true.
you are naturally funny. So if you're a person like me and you don't feel like you're naturally funny, what can you do to put humor, even gentle humor, into, I don't know, a speech or a wedding speech or something?
Yeah. Well, if you stand back from that first and just ask why it is that we don't like doing it. And the thing is that it's a binary conclusion. If you start to tell a joke, the audience know you're going for a joke. If you get to the end of it and you don't get a laugh, you either do or you don't, right? If you're telling
that's me.
Right? No, but you don't. But if you're telling a story and you're not expecting a particular response at the end, the story works or it doesn't work or whatever, but it's not a win or lose, right?
Oh, like a funny story.
Yeah.
And not a boom, boom joke.
But a boom boom joke is you've got to be really confident to do a boom boom joke, right? Right? Because why? And also in a business context, if you're presenting or pitching or something like that, and you think, well, I want to have some funny stories in there, do have funny stories, but don't have jokes.
So don't go knock knock because it's out of context.
Yeah, two frogs go into a bar and say, do you serve crisps? What, I mean, why?
Why is that funny?
Do frogs never go into a bar anyway?
Why is that
So
funny?
it's not real to start with.
Okay, so here I am. I've got a speech. I know it's a bit dull. It's about sales figures or quarterly results or something like that. What story could you put in? I mean, do you think about something that happened that week or what? I mean,
Well, ultimately, what we're trying to do with any time of communication is we're trying to connect with our audience. So that means we've got to try and find something in common with them. Right. So if you tell a story that they can relate to, immediately it's going to stop it being boring because you're going to lift it off the page a bit. So if you said something like, I was going through my presentation this morning and my 3-year-old daughter came and said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm going to give this speech later on. And they go, well, it's a lot of boring figures, isn't it? What are the figures doing? Now, if you tell that story and you say, well, actually, so I said to her, look, they're not actually boring because what these figures show is X, Y, and Z. Right? Now, you could say that to an audience. You've got 2 wins there. You sound conversational when you're doing it, so it doesn't just look at this slide and this is what we're doing. Whether you actually talk to your 3-year-old daughter in the morning or not doesn't really matter to me. I'm kind of happy to slightly have a loose grayness around that, right? But it makes it conversational, and then you're saying this as if you're reporting it to somebody else.
yes.
Right, rather than saying, here are the figures, click, here's another slide, click. You're kind of saying, I was doing this morning and somebody came in and did this, and it just loosens it.
It loosens it up a bit.
And so, although it's not a joke, it's a kind of funny story because you can add something about your daughter coming in with a cornflakes or something that just makes it slightly funny.
Yeah. Okay. So what about, and this is where a joke comes in, is if you're giving a wedding speech. So let's say I'm the maid of honor for the bride and I'm going to give a speech. And how do I make that funny? Do I have to make it funny? And do I use any body language? Or do I just, do I even try?
Well, the most important thing on weddings, and I've worked with so many people on their wedding speeches, right, both male and female.
Yeah.
And the thing about wedding speeches is people think, but I have to be funny. First of all, it's the best audience you're ever going to have in your life, ever. Right. Because everyone wants it to go well.
Right.
That's the first thing.
Okay.
And secondly,
Shoulders down.
Shoulders down. And secondly, go for a smile, not a belly laugh.
Okay.
So tell a story that just go, oh, that's nice. And you have a nice smile. Okay. Now that's much better, much more likely to have a better response than if you say, here's a bang, here's a laugh. Oh, I didn't get a laugh, right? I mean, I remember being a young actor on stage in the West End, right? If you're doing a comedy on a wet Friday night and you don't get a laugh, it's quite embarrassing. So you stand there and you go, bang, right? The audience is out here, you go, bang. And you don't get a laugh. The other actor looks at you as if to say, well, you're not doing very well tonight. And you get to catch your eyes. And you think, well, I'll try the next line. So you go, bang, nothing from the audience. What do you do when you're young? Is you go loud and fast. Right? Because you think it's the best thing to do. And actually you look manic. So if you said it like you said at the beginning, if you don't feel totally confident telling a joke, don't tell a joke. Tell an amusing story where you're hoping to get a smile at the end of it. And then you can't lose.
Oh, that's just perfect. So it takes all the pressure off, doesn't it?
You're not going for the belly laugh, you're going for the smile.
And whatever you do, I assume, you don't take a joke off the internet or something and insert it in.
Well, why would you? Because it's not relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect answer. Feel much better now.
Well, go for the smile.
To become a public speaking expert yourself, visit my website, robinkermode.com, and take my online masterclass. or watch more of my videos here on YouTube. And please do subscribe to my channel.